Okay, we need to test these, or test this function. So we need to call it with a position, a name, and 3 phone numbers. We've got that back in our problem description here. So we're going to set location 0 and location 1. They're going to be numbered 1 and 2. We're going to subtract 1 from them to get them into the corresponding spots in the array. So let's do, let's copy that. Let's go over here and go to main. And after we create our new phone book, then let's just slide that over. So the name is book. We're going to call the set entry method of the book object. I'm going to pass in a 1, which means it'll go in location 0. I'm going to pass in George for the name, and then 3 numbers, the home, the mobile, and the work. And then we do the same thing for another person. We're going to set this at location 1, 2 minus 1, John, and then 3 phone numbers. Okay, so what we're probably going to want to do is we'll put a breakpoint right there, and we'll debug it. And okay, there we go. So here's book, and if we click on it, we've got our one-dimensional array with George and John in it, and then a bunch of blanks. And then we've also got the phone array, and these are George's numbers and these are John's numbers. George is in position 0, John is in position 1. This is position 0, this is position 1. So everything is working correctly. Now let's go back to our problem description, and we want to write a private function called formatted phone number. It will accept a number of the contact that we want, and then either an H or an M or a W telling us which phone number we want. And we're going to return it with parentheses around the area code, a space, so it would look like this. So if I'm asking for person number 1, that's George, and I want his mobile phone, that's the second one. So it's going to give me 712 in parentheses, then the 555 hyphen 002 and the M that we asked for. Okay, so formatted phone number, we're going to accept 2 things. So let's flip back over here, and we can stop this execution and push this down. Don't need the breakpoint anymore. Let's go into phone book, and this is going to be private because we only need to use it in our toString function. So private, it's going to return a string. It's called formatted phone number. We're going to pass in integer, which is the position. We're going to subtract 1 from it. And we're going to pass in the string, which is the phone type. Okay. So I've got to subtract 1 from position till I get to the appropriate spot in the array. And now I want to get if, and then I'm going to need a called column number. And if phone type dot equals H, then that means I want column 1. I'm sorry, the first column, which would be column 0. Else, if phone type dot equals M, then that is the second column, which is numbered column number 1. And else, we'll assume that we're only going to get valid options for that. So if it's not one of those, it's going to be W. So column is going to be, column is going to be equal to 2. Okay. So then I want to get my formatted phone number. So I'm going to need another string variable, and I'm just going to call that one, and I don't want to use phone again. I'll just do it P equals the array is called phone, and my row number is position, and then my column number that I just determined. And so that's going to give me the phone number. I need another string, the n for name equals name sub position. Okay. Whoops, semicolon. And then I just need to format the, I don't need that name. Sorry about that. I'm getting ahead of myself here. That's in the toString. So we've got the phone number, and we are going to create a we'll just call it formatted equals an empty string. Okay, and then formatted is going to be equal to what's already there. Actually, I don't need this. I'm just going to start. I'm going to wipe it out right away anyway. I do need to declare it, don't I? So formatted is going to be a parenthesis, and then plus, and then I want the area code, and that's going to be p dot substring, and I am going to give the beginning index, which is 0, and the ending index, which is 3. That will give me 1, 0, 1, and 2. It does not include the third character, or the character at position 3. So that'll give me my area code, and then I want to tack on a parenthesis and a space. And then I want to tack on the first 3 digits of the 7-digit phone number. That's going to be p dot substring. And I'm going to start at position 3, and I'm going to take 3 characters, which will get me up to, but not including 6. Then a plus a hyphen, and then plus p dot substring, starting at 6. And if I don't put anything for a second argument in there, just leave it like that. It'll give me everything up to the end. Then I'm going to tack on the phone type, which is going to be, you know, an M or an H or a W. Okay. And then I want to return. Okay, what did I forget? That's not a semicolon. That's a colon. Okay. Now, return formatted. So that's private. So I can only call it from inside here. So you know what? I think I'll make it public for right now, just so I can test it. And then we'll go over here to main, and we will do system.out.println. And I want book dot formatted phone number, and I'm going to pass in position 1 for George, and I'm going to pass in an M, and that should give me 5550002 with an M after it. So let's see if we got it, and let's go ahead and run it. (712-555-0002). I just forgot to put the space in there. So let's go back over here, and the one thing I need to do is just tack on a space and then the phone type. So now I've got it. Okay. And now I think about it, I don't know if there's a problem with leaving this public or not. I'll just leave it public for right now. But normally I don't think I would call it from here. I need that kind of as a helper function for my toString. Let's flip over and take a look at our toString function. Is the last one that we have to do. It will accept an integer in the range 0 to 49. That's 1 to 50 again. 1 to 50. Representing a position in the array. Actually, subtract 1 from it to get to the position in the array. Return the name in a 20-character field, padded with blanks on the right, followed by a formatted phone number. So that's where I call formatted phone number, and put 3 spaces between the phone numbers. So if I call it, and again I got to adjust these. So if I call it with a 1, I'll get this. If I call it with a 2, I'll get this. So everything should line up real nicely. And so name, padded, and then some formatted strings. So that's going to be pretty straightforward. Let's flip back over here, and let's go down here, and in phone book, let's write toString. Public, it's going to return a string. The name of it is toString. And we are passing in a number, I think, this time, right? Yeah, we got to know which one we want to convert to a string. So int position, and this is a little different from a regular toString function. You know, normally there's no argument. So position minus minus, that'll get me down to the right spot. And then I want to start building this string that I'm going to return. And it's going to be the name. So s equals s plus, whoops, I didn't initialize it to anything up there. So I'm going to initialize it here. So it's going to be name sub position dot, and I want to pad it on the right. So Java does not have a pad right function, which I didn't realize. Most programming languages do. I know C# does. Python does. So we're going to have to write our own. So we'll just do a public. It's going to return a string, pad, right, and we'll pass in a string. And there's not really a very descriptive name we can do for it. So what I want to do is let me see, string result equals s. Okay. I gotta pass in not only a string, but how long I want to make it. So n will be my length. And then for I equals 0, I is less than n minus the length, s dot length, and what I want to do is I want to tack on s equals s plus blank. Okay, and then return yes. Okay, so we'll see if that works. And actually, what I'm going to do for right now, so I can test this, I'm going to put a period in there. I can count the periods easier than I can count spaces. So, name position, and I want pad right, comma 20, plus phone at this position, and I want the home phone, which is 0. And I want that formatted. So formatted phone number, and I'll pass in that phone number, and I want the home phone, and then I want 3 spaces on the end before I do the next one. And this is, I could do all this in one long instruction, but it's getting kind of long here. Format phone number, I got to give the name of this. This is my phone array. Now I'm good. And then I'm going to have to do that 2 more times. Okay, so s equals s plus formatted phone number. And I want to go to the phone array at the given row. And this time I want the mobile phone number, which is in column 1. And so I pass an m over. And then I tack on 3 spaces, and then I do one more, equals s plus formatted phone number, phone subposition, and now I'm on column 2, which is the 3rd and final column, and that's going to be the work phone, and that's it, and then I return s. Okay. So, okay, it does not like this. Let me see. From int into change the first parameter of the method. Calling formatted phone number. Oh, I got to give it the position and then the type. Okay, so format phone number is just going to be, it's simpler than I'm making it. Just a 1, and the type down here is going to be, no, it's going to be the position. So that'll go to the right position and it'll get the appropriate phone number. So if I go back over here in my main program and okay, I'm not going to do formatted. I want to do, I think I've got the code written out over here in my practice test. And so if I do this and paste this into the bottom of main now, then I should get, does it tell me over here what I should get? Yeah, so this is what I should get. So just copy that and paste it in over here, and we'll put a couple of comments in front of it, comment slashes. And so that's what my output should look like. Let's go ahead and run it now, and let's see if that's the output that we actually get. Okay, so it does not like line number 42, and it says array index out of bounds in line 42. So let's go to line 42 and position column. Did I change those to 1 and 2? I did. Let's go to phone book. Doesn't line array index out of bounds. Well, I'm going to put, I'm wondering if this is becoming, pass in a 1, I should get a 0 there. And I am, oh, you know what? I am decrementing it twice. I am decrementing it here, and I am decrementing it here. I don't need to decrement it twice. So just made that code a little bit simpler. Now let's try and run it and let's see what happens. Okay, so I am getting John, and I'm getting, that's George's stuff. So let me see. Okay, so this needs to be position -1 in the name array, but in formatted phone number, I've got the right number. So let's go ahead and run it again. So it looks like we're off by 1 character here. So I've got George is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and I wanted 20. So that is way off. So to pad right, result equals S, and result equals result plus the dots and return result. Make sure you're wide awake when you do this stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and run it. Okay, so now George is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And the same thing with John. And they're formatted, and I'm getting the right phone numbers, the ones I'm supposed to get. If I go back over here and look at my output, it's supposed to be 01, 02, and down here it's the same numbers but different area code. Apparently I put the wrong area code in for when I was creating the first one. I did 202, 202, and I did a 712 on that one. So maybe he works in another area code from where he lives. I'll just make that a 202, so everything is the same for my area codes down here. And now it should do everything that we want to do. Okay, and that is the end of the practice test.